Flight boss, bitch, you know, for sure. You're now listening to the Mind of the Antares Moon. I'm the Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to carry out God duties and motherfucking responsibilities. And right now, you know, I'm just chilling in the parking lot right now. You know, just something just came to me real fast because, you know, dealing with parenting myself, like, you know what I'm saying, I have a little 7-year-old daughter, and you know, I'm a single father, you know what I'm saying. It's not many men out here who takes the time to go get full custody of their own child. So, you know, that's a whole nother story. So we're not gonna get into that, of why that came to be the conclusion. But for the most part, that brings me to come to this conclusion of seeing other people parenting, seeing how I was raised to a certain degree, which I really wasn't raised. I raised myself. But as far as the parenting skills that my mother may have thought she had, and then the absence of my father due to, you know, drugs and stuff like that. But that's another story, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to sit here and talk like they wasn't there. Now they're there, you know what I'm saying? So I'm talking about it more on an intellectual level, emotional level, and a supporting level. You know what I'm saying? You have a lot of people who become parents who may not necessarily be ready for the responsibility, or may not necessarily have the wisdom and characteristics themselves to actually carry on the obligations and duties of being a parent. Now, it's a lot of programs and a lot of things that's going on on Earth realm as far as systems and TV programming and stuff that already makes things that may be wrong seem all right. Now, the point of me saying this is because, see, parents need to know astrology. And I'm going to give you a few pointers and a few reasons why I think this is the reason why. So, flight boss, bitch. Now, flight boss, bitch. Now, I feel like it's important because, you know, due to the certain degrees of paying attention to your child and this, that, and the third. You know, I even want to talk about schools for a certain degree because I look at the basic schooling system and I see certain things and realms of realities is what's actually going on. Now, see, you have, for an example, when you was going to school, you may have liked it to be in one classroom and didn't like it to be in another classroom. So you may have got good grades in one classroom. You know, a lot of people know how to get over this, but for the sake of conversation, you know what I'm saying? You may be, or you may witness a person who's completely illiterate in one classroom and completely smart in the other classroom. And then when we try to talk about the problem and have parent-teacher conferences and stuff like that, they make it seem like it's a situation that this person just lacking in intelligence in that area, where really it just may be the temperaments of the teacher and the student, or the student and the other students in the classroom, or maybe it's a lot of, see, when you believe in energy, frequencies, and vibrations, you have to understand certain things. And in this realm of reality right here, that it's a lot of things that can misinterpret a kid's natural energy. But back onto the conversation that I wanted to have, basically, as far as the parenting, I think it's important that parents should have some form of knowledge of the stars, or have some form of knowledge of the energies and the elements. Because here's a and I see it every day, and I witnessed it, everybody witnessed it, and I'm pretty sure you witnessed it. Now, I'm gonna give you an example of me. Now, I'm an Aries, right? My daughter is a Taurus, right? So this is an example that what can happen in parenting child relationship that may occur, that may start to manifest problems, and then we start to tie these problems to thinking that there are other issues, and we start to act on the result and the ending result, and helping these issues that may not have been the issue in the first place. Your child may not have ADHD. Your child may not have that. And here's the reason. Now, see, I'm an Aries, right? And I say I had no knowledge of the stars or anything, right? So just by nature, naturally, I'm an Aries, right? And my daughter would be a Taurus, right? Now, say I raise her throughout her life, right? In a whole situation where I'm teaching her all my kind of ways. Like, I'm teaching her all my kind of theologies and all my kind of ways of doing situations and how I look at life situations. So when she's going to grow, she's 7 right now, you know what I'm saying? Now, when I'm in a situation or something like that, when she get older and she gets in life situations, now I'm going to explain to her, not me per se, but I'm just saying this is going to be an example. If I didn't have no knowledge of the stars, I'm going to explain to her how I would handle the situation. And and by her being a child, she's going to think in her head, this is the proper way of how you handle situations, because you listen to your parents, right? But see, look, this is where stuff's gonna happen, right? She's gonna go through certain situations where she starts to think she has to act in the way that she was taught, and the way that she's going to act is going to be in the Aries nature, because that's going to be the way I handled the situation. So I'm thinking I'm teaching her wisdom, right? So she's going to go in life thinking that, okay, well, I'm going to handle the situation like how my father taught me, right? And then she may experience a lot of more woes and a lot of more mishaps and stumbles and falls than I initially did in there. And you know why? Because she's not acting in her nature. And it's a little bit of my fault, because it's like I almost raised her and acting out of her nature. So when she's going through these situations, she's going to think about what she's been taught. So she's going to handle the situations the way I taught her, but the situations I taught her is going to be Aries-like. And then by her being a Taurus, is going to go against her natural way of supposing to handle these situations. So when she's going through these situations as a Taurus, handling them in an Aries manner, because how she felt like she was raised and taught, it's going to make her experience a lot of bad situations from this construct. So you see what I'm saying? It's like you could kind of set your child up in a way that they think they're doing right when they're actually doing wrong. And if everybody had knowledge of the stars and knowledge of astrology as in parenting, then you will have the concept in your head how to let your child be. And that's what you're really supposed to do as a parent. Let your child be. Don't give your child any repressions or oppositions on how not to be, or how to kind of circumference their own way of being for the sake of others, because other people's parents is teaching these kids to be themselves. So it's important for you to teach your kid to be themselves, but it's even more powerful when you know how to do that. And know how to do that is actually understanding and having knowledge of the stars and having some basic knowledge of astrology. So as a parent, that's going to help you for a long way. But if you're not into that, and you're just into what you think you're into, it's good to just let your child be. So they're going to naturally be. So when you see them in certain situations handling certain things that you wouldn't quite handle it in that way, and then you see them get away with it, the reason why they got away with it because they was acting in their nature, and they didn't feel no oppression because they wasn't doing the situation in your nature. So it's good when you have a child that may be the same element as you. But if you have a child that's a different element than you, then it's important for you to know that, because you could be feeling a certain way and oppose that on your child, and that child may not have no business being in that realm of reality because that's not their energy. So they're gonna witness mishaps dealing with people and life situations when it comes to that construct. So it's important, if you're a parent, to have some sense of the stars. Flight boss, bitch, for sure. Goddamn, Archangel Uriel. Goddamn, I found the light.